Hello, Seawolf here. RPGaDay 2017, number 28. What film or series is the biggest source of quotes in your game? The most common answer, I would guess, not just by me, but by many who answer this question, would be Monty Python and the Holy Grail, as well as Star Wars. For some reason, both come up quite often. I don't think you can go through a session in my game where one or the other or both come up. Why? Probably because both movies are party oriented. In other words, you have King Arthur and his party going after the Holy Grail, which is essentially the quintessential D&D adventure. You also have this ragtag team of Luke and Han Solo and Leia, Chewie, adventuring through the galaxy, fighting evil, encountering strange things, and saying funny things. It's inevitable. Another movie that tends to sneak in on occasion is Aliens, partially because I'm a huge Alien and Aliens fan. A lot of my games do have an alien influence, or aliens influence. I love the dark, gritty space, realistic space adventure, which is part of the reason why I like science fiction, and why I do science fiction more than the standard fantasy. As of late, we've had, in playing Titan's Grave, which is sort of a fantasy post-apocalyptic with technology, we've brought in quotes from He-Man and, of course, Thundar the Barbarian. Again, parties, fighting evil, it's just real easy. And they bring in a lot of good laughs when they're used with wit, when their timing is well placed. It creates this environment of camaraderie, of commonality. Nothing hits worse than a quote nobody gets. But when everybody gets it and it's well timed, it works really well. And I guess that's also a generational thing, because I don't know how many of the generation after me invest time in the Holy Grail or even any of the Monty Python things. I'm sure there's quite a bit of that on YouTube, and they get that out of there, but the only way to really learn it is from gaming with people like me and my age. That's how I learned it. I learned it from people just slightly older than me. I mean, we played in D&D and Powers and Perils and other games, and those quotes came up, and I didn't always get them, but I eventually saw the movie, and then I started getting them. It is almost an accepted culture within geekdom, within gaming geekdom, that you need to see these movies so that you can share in the hilarity that is these well-timed quotes. The funny thing is, what years were Star Wars, the Holy Grail made? I mean, they were in the 70s. Nothing since then has ever made that kind of impact. Okay, maybe Lord of the Rings series, Peter Jackson series, those were huge, but those quotes came out of the book for the most part. So, those were old. So I can see millennials doing that one. And rightfully so, because that's where D&D comes from. Star Wars and Monty Python and the Holy Grail never fails. Until next time, I will see you for the best run Kickstarter. Until next time, seek the wolf in thyself.